Hey everyone, welcome for this edition of Couple Chat with the Vegan Preppers. And today, first of all, we have a secret topic to you. We're getting your reaction. And then also, if we end up having time, we're going to discuss, are preppers cannibals? Let's get into it. Do-do-do, do-do-do, vegan prepper. Do-do-do, do-do-do, vegan prepper. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch right into our topic, unless you have some sort of life update thing that you would like to share.
Forgive me if I'm dopey in front of the camera. It's been a while.
Oh,
I've been very busy with work, so.
You've been so busy. I kind of can't believe that you're even actually willing to do this on your first day off, and I don't even know how long. It's been a really long week. It's been basically your busiest week of the whole year. Yeah. Multiple 12-hour days.
Yep.
It's been crazy. So he's here with us, and that's fantastic. I'm so excited that you're here and we're finally getting to film again.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, cool. Well, thank you for being here. If they don't say it, I'll say it.
You're welcome. America.
We have people in Canada too.
And Canada.
And I'm pretty sure even in the UK. And I'm trying to remember if we have people watching us. Oh, he grew up in Romania. He wasn't still in Romania. Yeah, we've got some people.
You're welcome, planet Earth.
Welcome, the whole planet. Oh.
And Martians, just in case.
Elon Musk didn't build his thing yet. Anyway, okay, all right. Let's get right into it then. So yeah, I was just on YouTube and I saw some comments, and I don't know, it doesn't have to be like I'm not trying to start a fight or an argument, or I don't know, like I just sort of felt like I wanted your reaction, and because a lot of times I feel like I bring him things and then he reacts and says amazing things, and I feel like I wish I was filming it. So this time I'm just gonna film it and hopefully it turns out good.
Pressure is on.
Yeah, well, I mean, just be you. Make it authentic, but I just wanted to get your reaction. So I was watching a video. I'm not going to share specifically which video it is. I don't know. I didn't necessarily agree with everything in the video or whatever. I got more caught up in the comment section though. It was a video on homemaking, being a housewife, and kind of like tips and tricks and things like that. And so I was reading through all the comments like I do. I like to read through the comments. And there are a lot of really great comments, a lot of really great tips and tricks and things like that. So like, for instance, one of these comments was, my tip, go to bed with a clean house, no matter how tired you are. So today's mess doesn't start tomorrow on a bad note. Kitchen cleaned, etc., etc. Cheerios vacuumed up off the carpet, etc. Like, it was just like, I thought that was pretty nice, like, tip. Like, yeah, actually, I've been trying to employ that a lot in my own life. And so I guess for anybody who doesn't know, I basically am a housewife. I stay home. I'm a stay-at-home mom, take care of the kids, take care of the house. And so that's what I do. So I like to watch stuff on that. But anyway, one of the comments though, this one guy, it's interesting. He says, or actually get a job, LOL.
Wow.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh.
This guy.
Continue.
Yes. So he says, seriously though, laughy face, we can play like house chores is so difficult, but compared to a real job, LOL.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So somebody says, you've obviously never gotten all of the house chores done before, and it shows. So people trying to respond to this guy. He goes, sorry, I have. LOL, I also have a real job. And compared to working 6 days a week at an actual job and staying home every day, claiming you're doing house chores all day, sorry, but nah, a real job will always be more difficult. It's okay, the truth hurts.
Oh gosh. I don't even know what to say.
So I just thought that would be an interesting thing to get your reaction, because it even like it's like there's some better ones too. I haven't even read yet, but let's go ahead and talk about. I don't know.
I feel like that might be true if you lived alone.
Right. Because I went to look at his profile, because I always endeavor to understand people and like where they're coming from. Now, some people are just jerks. I am of the opinion this guy might be falling into that category. But he looks really young. He's like his picture was like this really young, muscular guy. And so it's possibly just, like a young guy who lives by himself.
Probably has an apartment.
Yeah. Obviously, that is not as difficult as a job.
Yeah.
But like even in that scenario, it's interesting to think, right? Because it's like Thad and I even were kind of talking about this, because I thought it was so funny, and I read it to him too, and he was talking a bit with me, and like he got it immediately. Like so for instance, this guy, imagine, if you will, some magical world. People live this life. He wakes up in the morning. He does whatever he does. He leaves the house. He returns to his house. It's in the same state as it was in the morning. Like, just, the only mess that happens is mess that he creates.
Which isn't happening while he's not there.
Right. Yeah. And then, on the weekend, he does a load of laundry maybe.
Yeah.
And, not even probably a load of dishes a day in the dishwasher. And,
no.
So, yeah. I can see maybe where, if you live alone, you might form that opinion.
I feel like so Kathy was sick. She had the vid for a week, I guess. Not earlier this year, last year.
It was right before Thanksgiving. Yeah.
And so my job made me stay home, because they were doing the quarantining thing like everybody was.
Yeah.
So I'd stay home, and she was sick. And so I was doing all of the things around the house. Well, I was attempting to do all the things around the house. And it was kind of like trying to sweep the floor in the middle of a tornado. Because I get the counter clear, and then I go to the bathroom, and I come out, and there's 14 dishes there. I'm like, where did all the freaking dishes come from? I just cleared off the counter. Why do you people hate me? So I spent the whole week feeling like everybody was just like actively against me doing anything.
Sorry, guys.
Like, are you doing this on
I've
purpose?
spent 18 years working on myself to not feel that way. But
and I've just been, for the last 18 years doing my job where I basically do a task.
Yeah.
And nobody undoes that task
right
after I do it. Except sometimes customers, but then they have to pay me to do it again.
Yeah, and like Thad and Elliot weren't even home, right? So it was just me and Sage. Because even though I did have the thing, they had just had it like the month before, or like just very recently.
Before,
yeah, it was very recent, and so per CDC guidelines, they were not required to quarantine because I was sick. So they were still like, so we were very conscientious of that. I just want to, in case somebody like gets upset, that they were not required to quarantine again via CDC guidelines, because they were within a certain timeline of having had it. And then, anyway, so they were at school, and so they weren't even home all day making the messes that they make. So
yeah. But yeah, I can see, as a single person, doing house chores not as hard as a job. Maybe even as a married couple with no kids. But when you throw in kids, you throw in a yard or 2 yards, a garden. Yeah, that's
bananas. Yeah,
it's way harder than going to my job. And
yeah. But you're making a good point though. Like even as a married couple though, without kids,
yeah,
if you have like a full house and you've got, like your yards and you've got, so like the thing too that cracks me up about this, and I still, like I said, I haven't even read some of the best ones yet. Like there's the ones where he was getting like downright belligerent, and it was just like he's so angry about this. And it's like, it's a sweet little video on giving tips to people with like housewives how to do stuff. And it's like, he's, I guess, so mad about the fact that he has to go to work that he's trolling these videos on YouTube. But like, yeah, there's a lot of work involved in just upkeep, and then the shopping and the cooking and the meal planning and the paying of bills and the errands and the, there's a lot, even without the kids, there's a lot. Yeah, it is interesting too, though, to also like look at that and look and see, like, if you paid any other individual to do that work, that is their real job.
Yeah.
So if I pay a landscaper to come and do yard work, that's a real job.
Real job.
But if I go out there and I weed myself, or I take care of our garden, that's not a real job.
Right.
Or if I pay a maid to come in and clean this house,
The maid has a real job.
that's a real job. But I don't have a real job when I do those chores.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's just interesting.
You pay for daycare.
Yeah, exactly.
Daycare worker is a job.
Yeah, you pay another person to watch your child outside of your house. That's a real job. But if you watch your child inside your house, that's not a real job. It's like, yeah, it's just really interesting to think.
How many real jobs are tied up in your not real job?
Right. And then of course that's not, and again, I'm not trying, so this is the part where I meant, like, I'm not trying to start a fight or start a flex or whatever of who has a harder job, because I recognize that there are definitely plenty of women who work outside the home and they have really hard jobs, and then they're doing all this kind of stuff on top of their job, and like, so I'm not saying like housewives are the ones who have it the hardest or anything like that. It's just like
The implication that it's not real
right
work, or that it's not important. I think that is part of it, like this idea that homemaking is not important.
Yeah.
And that always drives me crazy, because we made the decision for Kathy to stay home. She could have had a job.
I did have a job
outside of the house.
Yeah.
But we chose to have her raise our kids rather than somebody else in daycare raise them. And I say we're blessed enough, but we made a lot of choices that enabled us to be able to do that. So when the people had the fancy new cars, we didn't have the fancy new cars. We had Kathy raising our kids, and that was more important to us than having a new car, or
right.
going out to eat 15 times a week or whatever. We just made different choices because it's important to us.
Yeah.
And I don't like that idea of like someone staying home and raising kids and taking care of the home like it's not important. I think it's extremely important, and it's something that I think that the world needs.
Yeah, I think just even logistics, right? Like I go back to that over and over again too. Like I think about even just the logistics of having a parent that stays home. Because like actually we have friends where it's opposite. The woman works and the husband stays home, and I think it still applies. She just can make more money than he can, so she's the one who works and he's the one who stays home and raises their girls. And so that too, like totally valid. So I also am not meaning to necessarily exclude. So basically the idea of a stay-at-home parent, obviously mostly it's women, but it's like logistically speaking, it's so handy to have somebody who's home. Like for instance, when everything completely shut down, right? And Like,
couldn't send your kids to school or daycare or
and they're
anything.
doing digital school, they were just home and I was here and I was taking care of it. But even just throughout their academic career, someone's sick, whatever, like, or the crazy random testing schedules. Like, we just had a week of crazy random testing schedules where I actually forgot which day it was that he wasn't supposed to go to school. That was funny. But it's like, because the schedule is so messed up and so weird. But it's like, I'm home. And so when his randomly 2 days of the week start at 11:20 instead of the normal time, I'm home to still take him to school and, deal with all of that, or early schedules or whatever, because obviously I guess kids could ride the bus in high school age. Maybe like he doesn't need, somebody at home, but like they would do crazy schedules like that in elementary school and stuff. Like,
yeah,
what are you supposed to do with your kids? I mean, I guess people figure it out, after school programs, whatever. But yeah, I mean, just logistically, or yeah, a kid gets sick. Someone's home.
Someone has to stay home
to watch the kid. And
I have that issue with my employees frequently. Somebody will call in and say, well, one of our kids is sick and my wife can't stay home today, so I'm going to have to stay home today.
Right.
Or
it becomes all the time. Yeah, it becomes like a point of contention, So then it's like you have to have that fight between you, whose career is more important, like who's, so we don't necessarily have to do that because I guess I just chose not to have a real career, because I stay home. But anyway, it's just interesting. Okay, let me read a few more of these. So one of these, a comment says, being a housewife is so hard. I just do what I can, and when I feel overburdened, I order a pizza and call it a day. And I'm like, I feel you, sister. I feel you. And then some people, sounds like you found a healthy balance. Love it. Some people are super encouraging. But this guy pops up again. Now try getting an actual job and see how difficult that is. And then he does the emoji that's like, and then a laughy face. And then, people trying again to respond and say, look, I had a job before I had kids. And like kind of saying, look, we've had the best of both worlds, and just trying to say, look, they're both hard. Not even trying to say it's not hard to have a job. So she basically explains, what a day is like. You need to be a homemaker to understand how much time it takes, which is probably true, right? Like you kind of had that, like, cause, and you're always very supportive. You've never been like, what do you do all day? You've never been like that. You understand that it's a lot of work, but I guess even knowing is different than like,
doing,
actually being in it. And now, granted, of course, if you had to do it for any length of time, you would also come up with systems. You would make
I would get better at it.
Yeah, you would get better, And so, obviously it's really difficult, like, just being dropped into something that you never do before. And so that makes it look maybe even a little harder than it actually is, but still, it's a lot of work.
You just spend all day doing dishes.
Yeah, you really do. That's basically it.
Like, how am I supposed to do anything else? I have to do dishes all day long.
It is true.
Freaking paper plates are the bomb. We don't use them.
No. I'm like, not in my house. No paper plates. But, like,
if I was running this thing, paper plates.
No, it's so wasteful. But the
bamboo plates, I don't know.
Like compostable ones.
Yeah. $17 paper plates.
But also, like, we had the experience with kind of way back in the original COVID quarantine stuff. You were home for a solid month?
7 weeks.
7 total weeks he was off because of whatever. Oh, because everything was shut down. Non-essential business, everything shut down. You were home, for a solid 7 weeks. And so even though you were not doing the job, you also kind of got an experience then. Because you went into that with expectations.
Yeah, I was going to get so much stuff done.
Yeah.
I was like, initially we were going to be shut down for 2 weeks. like everybody was. And I was like, 2 weeks off? I can get so much accomplished. It's just like impossible because there's always something else.
Yeah. So much. Yeah. And you were like, we're going to get all these projects done. The garage is going to be 100% clean and all this, like, but it
2 years later, garage is still not clean.
But it's like just realizing, how now, of course, with that, everyone was home.
Yeah.
And then it was still in the early days and I was scared of takeout because I didn't know about, I wasn't, nobody knew really about what things were like then. So I was afraid like we could catch it from like takeout. And so it was every single day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, cooking from scratch every single day. The dishes, like, but also, because of all the limits at the stores, we were going to the store like every couple days for a bunch of like random, like we had some stuff on hand, but like
totally made sense.
Like random stuff that you couldn't get, or like I couldn't get it anyway. Sorry, we don't have to get into all that, but yeah, it's just an interesting thing. So you've had some experience with what it's actually like running a household. Okay, so she says, if you're not cleaning or cooking, you're doing homework with the kids, reading to them, etc., 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 don't put down housewives. It's one of the most stressful and undervalued jobs in history. Preach. You're also lonely and secluded with little to no time to socialize or keep up with friends or interact with other adults. And I say that's low-key a little bit why I even started this channel. Just because I wanted to interact with people. That was like part of why I started. But listen to this response, this guy. And I'm going to be, just know if I say effing, he said the word, okay? He's getting belligerent here.
I don't understand people.
I don't either. But yeah, and you're also at home the most. Not having to actually leave the house and go to a real 9 to 5? Question mark. I could commentate on so much of this.
9 to 5? That's part-time, loser.
It's like, for me, it's like 9 to 5. You have a job that lasts only certain hours of the day? Like, what is that like? Okay. If you have anyone, or if you have, or I'm going to have to also, I'm slightly editing to make it make sense because he's not. So for instance, if you have anyone the option to have to go to work all day or stay at home. So he probably means if you give anyone the option to have to go to work all day or stay at home and do basic chores that teens do without having to worry about actually going out and earning money and paying bills, I wonder which one everyone would choose. I mean, for F's
job.
Sake.
I picked the job.
He says
outside the house.
I mean, for F's sake, even the kids at least have to go to school for 6 hours a day while the mom is at home doing chores. Eye roll emoji, laughy face, laughy face, laughy face. As much as you can say I'm putting down the hardest and most stressful job, it's almost sad watching all these unemployed grown A women trying their hardest to say all us employed adults don't appreciate how hard you all have it at home all day, not even having to get out of your effing pajamas, while we actually have to, leave the house and go be productive members of society. Eye roll, laughy face. But no, please tell us more about how stressful it is vacuuming and taking breaks watching TV all day while actual grown A adults are working, LOL. I was just like, I don't even know what to do with that.
Good news. That dude's never getting married.
he's single, ladies. Oh my goodness.
I've recently started my time of customer service interactions, where for most of my career I didn't do customer service interactions. I just fixed things. But now I get to interact with people, and sometimes people behave in a way that you just don't understand. And you know that person is so irrational that all you can do is just say, okay, that's the way you feel. Okay.
Yeah,
And no amount of saying things to them is going to make them not be that person.
Right.
And it's sad because you could be nice, but you're not being. I also wonder if that kind of person is that kind of person in person, or if they're just a total douche online.
Yeah.
Like, people like to type things, but
I don't know.
Are you actually that person, or are you just a douche?
Or is he having fun, like kicking a hornet's nest, or like just watching, like he's having fun with that? Because there's another one here. It's like somebody saying a sweet thing, you know, like, oh, my kids are older now, but I promise, you know, they, you know, basically like mom always was there with them and did all, you know, like kind of discussing like how they appreciate that they stayed home or whatever. And so his response is, well, mom also didn't have a job and was unemployed. So it's like, yeah, just anyway, just interesting.
Trolling.
Yeah, just a troll. So yeah, and I'm not, that's another part of the why I'm not like saying, you know, where it is. I don't want to give this guy any more attention. But it's actually kind of amazing watching the responses and how people are trying so hard to be nice to him, you know. But yeah, it's just interesting. I saw several versions of the same comment, basically like, I've worked outside the home, I've done stay-at-home mom, and stay-at-home mom was the hardest. And like I said, I'm not trying to make it a competition. I'm just saying, like, that was what I was seeing over and over again. So I don't know, it's just interesting. I think everything is hard in its own way. I think, gosh, psychologically, the stay-at-home mom thing, though, is like, it's so difficult on, you know, so many like specific levels. I think some people don't even think about, and especially you don't think about it until after you've been doing it for a really long time. Like the lack of interaction with other people, the isolation and all that, you know, lack of weekends and holidays and breaks, you know, like, so for instance, it's just another thing, like trying to quantify things for myself, not so that I can complain, but so that I can figure out solutions, because I'm always trying to figure out solutions to problems. I have a growth mindset about my stay-at-home momness. But like, for instance, weekends are more work for me because everyone's home. I'm doing more work. Holidays, more work for me. Because now it's like we're expected to do this giant meal, you know, to make this big giant special thing, or if there's presents involved or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so like these things people look forward to, like these breaks or whatever, that's actually more work for me. And I'm trying to remember, I actually had made notes of things to write, to talk about, but anyway, we're spending a long time on this topic. But yeah, I just think it's interesting that in this day and age, people still feel like that.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's a subtle, oh gosh, I'm trying to decide how much I should say. There's for me personally, I think that there is a subtle sexism built in to modern feminism.
Yes.
Where a woman is celebrated for her accomplishments if she does things that are not traditionally what women have done. So for thousands of years, this world has been held together by women, and probably random men as well, but women doing this job of taking care of the hearth and the home and the kids, and they didn't have the choice. They did not have a choice to go off and do something else. They had to do that. And so now I'm super grateful, of course, you know, having a daughter, I'm so grateful that women have choices now. and they're able to do more if they want to do more. But I feel like there is, like this subtle thing, like you were saying, like people say it's not important, but for me, I feel like it's a sexist thing, because it's like, that's women's work, therefore it's not valuable. It's not needed. It's not whatever, like, because now this has been associated with women. So we only value and esteem that which has been more traditionally associated with men.
Yep.
So, because even still, like women in history, oh, she's really special because she was a doctor. Or, oh, this one, from ancient times, she's really special because she fought in a war or something. She was a warrior, so we celebrate that. But, completely forgetting all of the women who have labored in anonymity just to keep the world running for so long,
Yep.
And not valuing that, like that's not seen as an accomplishment. It's not seen as a strength.
Right.
So it's just interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I experienced both when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom stayed at home until my parents got divorced. So I had the stay-at-home mom until I was 9 years old, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it was mom having to work. So it was, I'd get home from school and mom was there and the house looked awesome, and
his mom is way more organized than I am. She's amazing. She's incredible. Anyway, sorry, continue.
She'd get me my Oreos and my milk, my after school snack or whatever it was going to be. And, then she would have dinner ready when my dad got home from work. And then, then it was, ride the bus home from school and unlock the door and go in there and do my own stuff. But, my mom would still do all those things too, on top of working. But so she was, my brother and I helped out, but we were teenage kids, so we were essentially useless human beings. You want to talk about people who need to get 9-to-5 jobs, teenagers. So we'd help out, but the brunt of everything was still her. Paying the bills and going grocery shopping and doing all of the things that need to be done.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about really single moms.
Yeah.
And it is. It's all on, or single dads. It's all on them. I guess we've been talking about this whole thing kind of in the construct of a partnership.
Right.
But my gosh, that's a whole other whole other subject.
But I did find myself getting into a lot more trouble without my mom home. So it is valuable. Teenagers make bad choices.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just interesting.
Yeah.
Sort of think about it. But that, I come back to that over and over again, that like there is a subtle sexism in that, like only being willing to celebrate women who have careers and do those things. But then of course at the same time those women are made to feel guilty, right? So it's kind of like with women, it's like no matter what choice you make, it's wrong. Is honestly I think a lot of like, because women have this weird societal pressure on them, not that men don't also have certain societal pressures, but like with women it's like you haven't really accomplished anything unless you have a career, but you're a woman, so you should be taking care of your family more, and like there's always, it's like it seems like no matter what choice you make, it's
you have to do it all.
It's not correct,
or else you don't win.
Anyway, interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just be nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I I know that the internet trolls, they do their thing, but
Right.
I just don't get it. It's like, why not just be nice?
Yeah, and obviously, yeah, that guy, he's just a troll, but it was just really, like I said, it was just kind of shocking to me to see, like, oh my gosh, people still think this. Like,
That guy should go and do some housework. He's got too much time on his hands.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Probably still lives with his mom.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, or who knows, but he seems over and over again in his comments, he talks about actually having to leave the house. So maybe he's bitter about leaving his house. Maybe he wants to stay home. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Well, maybe he can find himself a good woman who can work really hard and he can stay home.
There you go.
You know?
He can
That can work.
watch TV all day.
Right. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, all right, cool. So I guess we probably have talked that subject to death. I know I didn't say a lot of the things I wanted to say, but yeah. Getting to go to the bathroom by yourself. You get to do that.
Yeah.
At
'Cause
work.
I just, well, even here, I don't let Sage come to the bathroom with me.
Yeah. You see what she's like if you lock a door. I need to stop eventually, but yeah, it's like there's like little ways. Anyway, but I guess we've been talking a really long time. If anybody is still here, shall we just like briefly discuss about whether or not preppers are cannibals?
Sure.
Oh my gosh. This is just something, I think it's funny. So speaking of trolls, like we're going to continue the internet troll thing. I cannot tell you how many, and I think I've mentioned on the channel like once or twice before, but how many times I have had people threaten to eat me because they see the vegan prepper thing. So I would say like 99 times out of 100, if you see vegan prepper commenting and interacting on something, it's me. The exceptions are on Adam's videos, like the videos that you film. The responses on those videos are Adam and not me. But
Which is why they're short and short.
because I talk
Cool
too much.
story, bro. Thumbs up.
I talk too much. But the sorry, we just had a moment. I talk too much.
No, you don't. I was letting you talk.
It's so amazing. I really do though. So, but thank God he doesn't mind. So anyway, what was
If
I
she
saying?
didn't, then it would just be silence.
It's true. But yes, sorry. But yes, I do, or I tend to talk a lot. Whether it's too much or not, somebody else can decide. But yeah, and it's usually me interacting, and I just, like I said, I cannot tell you how many times I have had some variation of a threat that somebody's gonna hunt us down and eat us when, you know, the stuff does hit the fan, you know, like, you know, we're gonna find you, you know, watch out, we'll find you, and like cook you up or whatever, like people, and it's like, it's happened so many times, like I'll watch, although it's been actually a little while since I've been on a Magic Prepper live stream, but like in the live streams, people just like threaten to eat me. I've commented on like city prepping videos and people threaten to eat me like on there, and like it's just so funny, like, and it's gotten to the point where I'm kind of like it's not, you yawn, so then I yawn too. It's not I don't know, it's not like an abnormal thing anymore to have people threaten to eat me, so I just think that's kind of hilarious.
It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
You don't kill things? I'll kill you. Why?
Yeah, it's just kind of funny. So it's like I don't know if it's like because we're vegan, like we're Like herbivores, we're prey animals now. Like,
They like that grass-fed beef.
yeah, we're grass-fed, I guess. Oh my goodness.
Jeez.
Free range. Well, you're more free range than I am. I'm more like the cage-free hens. I don't know. I still stay inside all day. I still have a cage, by the way. But yeah, it's just funny. Like,
You have what did that egg thing say today?
oh yeah, he was dropping stuff in Whole Foods, and I was kind of like, shut up,
it
people
was
are
like-
buying eggs right there.
It was like pasture access or something
Yeah.
like that. It was something weird sounding.
Yeah,
It's like a cage with a window. I don't know.
all the
It's weird.
female chickens we allowed to live to lay these eggs. They have a window.
They have the possibility of being able to go outside.
Yeah, something like that. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's just kind of funny to me, like that whole thing. So it's like, so are preppers cannibals? Or are they really coming after us? But I guess it's just they're commenting that we're like prey animals, I guess, basically, because we're vegan. Because we're not the tough ones that...
Yeah. That go to Costco and buy pre-packaged plastic wrapped meat. Yeah, I'm tough. Manly. Honestly, I mean, I ate meat for
Right.
38 years. Something like that. No, 37 years.
37. I don't know.
I missed my vegan anniversary.
Wait, when was it?
The 4th? 4 years.
4-year vegan anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we have to celebrate.
Missed it. We'll celebrate
Let's go not kill
by
something.
killing another prepper.
Let's go.
Let's go hunt a hunter.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, yeah, I spent a lot of years eating meat, and I don't eat meat now, and I don't see how the correlation with purchasing something that somebody else killed and eating it makes you more manly. Even, I guess I don't know. I guess you could almost argue that like hunting something is like, I don't know, in some way like tough. Not necessarily with a high power rifle with a sniper scope on it, you're shooting something from a mile away. Okay.
In a deer blind with scent blockers and
Yeah,
all.
you're like-
Yeah.
So much technology, you might as well just go buy it at the store. It's not like you got a freaking bow and arrow.
Yeah.
But
Or even if you do, it's probably a compound bow.
yeah, it's something fancy with
Yeah,
a freaking
it's
laser
like-
sight.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I was a hunter, so
Yeah, I was about to say, coming from a former hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't see how that whole I'm tough and manly because I purchased T-bone steaks and put them on my grill. Raw.
Yeah.
Okay, I purchased carrots and I ate them raw.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's weird, but
even that, I guess it's like, so I was actually reading a really interesting article that was talking about part of the reason that men don't live as long as women is possibly, I would think, probably linked to the fact that men do not eat as many vegetables as women do. That women tend to have more salad and more fruit, and they tend to be a bit more conscientious about their health and eat these things, versus men, you know, they want like bacon wrapped sausages and you know what I mean, because that's manly to eat this manly food. Yeah, it's just kind of an interesting thought, like this notion, I guess, of manliness and toughness surrounding food is actually like killing them.
You should watch on YouTube why women live longer than men, though. Those are funny.
It's hilarious. But I think of men, though, like like who comes immediately to mind? Thinking of, let's see if it's the same one. Toughness and like manliness and masculinity, even though we actually just had a discussion just now about like the traditional female versus male thing. And anyway, so it's like men are tough. It's like women are, anyway, whatever. We don't have to get into that, but like a super manly, tough vegan guy.
I can't think of his name.
Oh, okay.
The dude who trains the anti-poaching women.
Damian Mander.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's like, I feel like that's the ultimate in like masculine manliness, like
big. Look the guy up, like.
Yeah, I'll put it on the screen. Oh, I just said I was going to put it on the screen.
Former military, big, crazy, tough guy.
Australian guy, and just special forces. And
using his skills to protect animals against poachers.
To fight poachers, yeah. It's crazy. It's an amazing story. And yeah, he's just like this super tough guy who's like, basically, yeah. Like, actually, I couldn't follow, I tried to follow him on Instagram for a little while. And then I just felt like I couldn't because he was kind of like too far, like too extreme, too tough, like for me. Like I found it unpleasant. Like even though I'm vegan, even though I agree with pretty much everything he says, I don't always agree with his delivery, you know. But yeah. I guess I understand that he's talking probably to that guy, like you were just talking like so tough, I'm gonna go kill something, you know. They think that that makes them manly or that makes them tough. You know, he's talking basically to that audience, and so, you know, he's a bit hard. So, yeah, it's just interesting. But yeah, apparently, Damian Mander is a prey animal.
Good luck with that, guys.
Right? But yeah,
it's like vegan Jocko Willink.
Right? But yeah, like just because we're vegan does not mean that we're prey. I feel like I like people, like I am compassionate, but compassion is, I don't know, it's like it's considered like this weak thing. Probably because it tends to be women who are compassionate.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like that's a more feminine thing, and so that's considered weak. Because I guess sort of in our colloquial general society, there's kind of like this thought of masculine means strong, feminine is weak. Like,
right.
So anyway, yeah.
They're just different.
Right. Both extremely strong in their own way. And yeah, but different. We need both. You know, yes. We need both. So yeah, and I'm definitely not trying to say, and you will never, ever in a million years, I have 2 sons and an amazing husband who I love so much. I will never bash men. I'm not here to bash men. I was actually just, and I can't believe how commonplace it is. Like, do you, actually, this is a curious question. Although we're getting super long, we have to cut this off, but like, do guys at work sit around bashing women?
No, really.
No, okay, because I feel like women...
Maybe at least not when I'm around.
Women bash men. Like, I was just, and I won't say where I was, but there was a woman, and she was kind of like almost tongue-in-cheek or almost like, haha, you know. She's like, you can't count on men for anything. And I was like, girl, you are married and you have a son. What are you saying, you know? I was kind of like taken aback by that. And she's like, so then she said it again because I guess I didn't like respond fast enough.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Agree, like, oh, yeah, men are awful. And then I was like, yes, you can. Because I couldn't think of something clever in the moment. It was like, you can't count on men for anything. And I was like, yes, you can. Come on. You know? Like, anyway, Sage is singing. It's probably time to stop, but yeah. Anyway, it's just interesting. But yeah, doesn't mean we're prey animals. Shall we talk about 2A or save that for another video?
Probably another video.
He was a former hunter, so
I didn't throw him away.
Yeah. So anyway. Yeah, that would be completely a very interesting thing to talk about. We might lose a bunch of subscribers on it. Sorry.
It'll be the first time.
Not sorry. We've lost tons of subscribers at random intervals.
We just are who we are.
Yeah.
We want you to hang out. We want you to interact with us and, you know, be friendly. And, you know, we can absolutely have differences of opinion. We always will. But if if you're not going to like us for who we are, we're not going to be something else. We just are who we are.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, and that might surprise people, I guess, the whole 2A thing. And I guess it's because it doesn't have anything to do with hunting. People try to say that it's about hunting. It's not even remotely about hunting.
Not at all about that.
Yeah, because like back then, they never in a million years would have forbidden hunting, like, because that's how they ate. Yeah. Like, anyway, whatever. Sorry, we don't need to launch into a new discussion. Okay, we gotta go. This is really long. Yeah, maybe we will. Tell us in the comments if you want to hear us talk about that. Then it's like YouTube's gonna demonetize us. That's the other thing that I'm slightly worried about. Like, we have to be really careful about what we say. So, isn't that sucky?
It's a shame.
Isn't that stupid? Because what about 1A? Come on. But it's like you're not allowed, actually. That doesn't exist anymore. Because
the man agrees with what you're saying.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, cool. All right. I guess that was it. Let us know in the comments down below anything at all that you think about anything at all. I'd love to interact with you, remember? It's like we're here for interaction. But yeah, so as always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, everyone. I actually don't know. Sorry. I have no clue what Hey, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Couple Chat with
me and her and us.
The Vegan Preppers.
Yeah, that's who we are.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Couple Chat with the Vegan Preppers.
That's us.
Both of us this time.
It's been a while for me.
Well, I mean, I guess the couple chat is usually both of us.
Yes.
All right.